Greetings, I am Nicole Everett, and this is Conversations with Nicole at Nefetari's Fine Dining. And today my special guest is William Hatfield, the editor of the Tallahassee Democrat. Welcome, William.
Thank you. It is wonderful to be in this amazing restaurant, which I've been here for a year, have not stepped foot in this place, and I'm already ashamed of that, because this is amazing.
Well, good. I'm so glad you're here.
And I haven't even tasted anything yet.
You're having your first royal dining experience with us. So, just as you said, you've been here a little over a year. How's it been going for you?
Tallahassee's a really unique town. So I came from Fort Walton Beach, the Panhandle, Emerald Coast area. I figured, it's only moving, 2 hours away. It's not going to be really different. Very, very different.
Very different, okay.
But what a unique, cool community, I mean, I traded the tree or the green of the beach for the green of the trees, but been loving it, and we've been building, kind of turning our house into a home ever since.
Good.
And it's going very well.
That's great. That's great. So tell me about the Tallahassee Democrat. What's your experience been like since you've been there?
The Tallahassee Democrat's a pretty amazing place. The first thing I realized when I walked in the door is we have celebrities in that building. I mean, they are people that everyone know. Byron Dobson.
Yes.
He's the one that connected us. You have Bill Cotterell, who's watched more than 40 legislative sessions. We had Gerald Ensley, Mark Kinson on the entertainment scene. I mean, these are people that, Tallahasseans basically have a relationship with the byline.
Indeed,
and
we do.
I love that. It is a newsroom of just really skilled storytellers who truly believe in what I call the business of changing lives.
Got it. Excellent. So you mentioned storytelling.
Yes.
What makes a great story?
Great story. The person to ask that question to is we literally have a storytelling coach on staff.
Do you?
Andrew Scarrett.
Okay.
He was with FAMU for a while. Just a really brilliant writer and master of the craft. What makes a great story, number one, is people. It is the stories of, Tallahasseans, sometimes doing ordinary or extraordinary things. And it's being able to just capture, how they are making a difference in, this community through everything from, these days it's not just the story. I mean, this is a story. I mean, this is it's video, it's photos, all of it combined, even advertising, it all tells a story.
Indeed, excellent. So tell me a little bit about what inspires you.
What inspires me? The past inspires me a lot.
Are you a history buff?
I am a history buff, particularly family history. I have basically dug through and traced every fork of my family tree and my wife's family tree. You talk about stories.
Interesting.
I mean, these stories of the past, have put me in the place that I am today.
This is true.
And they make me the man I am today. And that's really where I draw a lot of inspiration from. And even in the news business, I mean, you're covering the past and, basically showing the present and even the future, but in the context of the past. Because if you don't understand it, you're going to make the same mistakes over and over again.
So with the advent of technology and, that's caused a shift in the way that we receive our news and how news is told. Where do you see, print newspapers going forward?
Print newspapers are, this is a great question because it's something, we talk about and we think about every day. I would suggest that, everyone talks about the demise of print newspapers. I think print newspapers are going to be around for a while. Okay. What's fascinating about a print newspaper is that it's that tangible piece. I hear from so many people about, wanting to have, they begin their morning with that cup of coffee in the newspaper. And it's like, there's endless things on social media, there's endless things online, but there's something about the print edition that really feels credible and truth, and it's true. But saying that, you know, the Tallahassee Democrat is so much more than its print edition. I mean, we are Tallahassee.com, and you know, at the same time that we're putting together this print edition each day, you know, that's our daily deadline. We have hourly deadlines online. And then, never mind the fact that you have social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the deadlines there are instantaneous.
Wow.
You know, people, it's delivering the news to people, and the news and the stories and interesting places like this right to people's news feeds, doorsteps, computers, all the time, on their terms.
Excellent. Okay, great response. So we're here at Nefetari's, and this is your first royal dining experience. So tell me about foods. What type of foods do you like?
That's one of the things I've loved about Tallahassee. The foodie culture in this community.
We love to eat in Tallahassee.
Is really cool. You know, I mean, I was trying to plot, you know, I had watched some of the previous shows to see some of the questions, and I'm like, gosh, what is the best food? And it occurred to me, it changes with each meal because each meal becomes that stellar, different dining experience. And I have a feeling today is going to be the same. I mean, I've had, you know, since I've been here, it's ranged from Barnaby's to Wells Brothers with the burger with peanut butter and jelly on it,
very unique
which was my first peanut butter and jelly burger. The Indian food at Mari. I mean, each and every one of them feels like this life-changing meal. And I immediately, you know, I have 3 kids, so, you know, I mean, those precious date nights where I can take my wife out, I put them on the list, and I have a feeling this place is going to be high up.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So let's talk a little bit about spice. So if you could describe your life as a spice or a flavor, what would that be?
That is a good question. You know, as much as I'd like to come up with some great spice like the cardamom in my beer or something like that, I think more than likely it's salt. I think it's salt of the earth. You know, I you know, maybe it'd be like the pretty pink salt, the kind
Himalayan
of the
salt.
pinch, right?
The
that you
Himalayan
pinch, not
salt.
just the shaker kind. But man, you know, salt boosts the flavor of everything.
It does.
And I think when we're doing our job right at the Tallahassee Democrat, that's what we're doing. You know, boosting the community a little bit, and
That's
so
great.
salt.
Okay, love it. So last question.
Yes.
What's the best advice you've either received or given?
That's another good one. And you know, I am someone that doesn't give a lot of advice because I'd much rather be on the receiving end of it. I'm someone that always believes, you know, I'm always in pursuit of that perfect paper, that perfect day, which will never happen. But you know, the advice that I hear from readers, from people like you, from people in the community, and that's what I take to heed. So a lot of times it's that most recent advice. You know, one of the ones that I think hit me recently was my wife was getting her hair cut, and the hairdresser was a little critical of her home dyeing job. You know, she said, "Yeah, I do it to save money." And the hairdresser said, "You do you." And I was like, you do you. I love that because success in this world, success in the community is being you. It's being the unique person that brings a place like this to life. And so that's my new mantra for the moment. You do you. I like
Love it.
So like you know, that TLH section is essentially put together by people that contribute to the Democrat. And everyone in the community is invited, and I'll beg to contribute to the newspaper. Share your news. You know, we have that every Thursday. We have something called Chronicle. And Chronicle is kind of that paper that goes out to the entire market. And it is a paper that is entirely put together through contributions from the community.
Thank you.
This looks amazing.
It does. So this is all the conversation we have time for today. As you see, our food is here. So thank you, William. And thank you all for joining us with Conversations with Nicole. Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. Oh, wow.
Excellent.
That looks great.
Wow.
Yes.